Good morning. Welcome back for the market forecast for Monday, August the 17th. Thanks for joining me and trusting me with your time. I'm John Hoagland, and happy to see so many family members, Forex futures traders out here looking for opportunities this morning. We've got some things going on already. And as always, I like to start with the daily eco numbers. No majors due out today. We do have 9 o'clock, the housing market index due out. So we're going to take a kind of a brief look at the news here. We're going to take a look at these markets in context through the lens of risk management. And I am very happy to see all of you here. Yes, it is Monday. I usually get off to a kind of a slow start on Monday. Maybe some different things going on here this morning for us. As far as the economic numbers due out this week, just to kind of glaze over what we're looking at. We do have housing starts tomorrow at 7:30 Central Time. EIA petroleum status report as usual on Wednesday, but probably the biggest one is the FOMC minutes are due out at 1 p.m. Central on Wednesday. We have our weekly jobless claims as usual, Philly Fed on Thursday. Then we've got the PMI composite flash and existing home sales on Friday. So a little sprinkle of information for us throughout the week. As far as U.S. equities today, set to open higher after China injects some liquidity to their economy. Markets seem to be kind of shrinking off cancellation of U.S.-China trade talks as of other things in the economy. We've got the House of Representatives going on vacation now, and we're still looking for some sort of resolution for a stimulus package for the COVID situation. Earnings this week is going to be we're going to be welcoming the retail end of the business world here into the earnings this week. We've got GNC out today, post-close. There's a lot of pot stocks due out today, but we're going to be seeing a lot of our bigger retailers throughout the week. We'll keep you abreast of that situation. VIX slightly higher at 22.31, and the dollar slightly lower this morning at 92.95. We've got gold, the euro, and the Japanese yen, three of the markets that we look here opening with opening gaps, struggling to hold on to those opening gaps right now, but maybe we'll see some opportunities off those opening gaps. Remember, gap rules. We can't fill the gap relatively early. We trade in the direction of the gap. So I want to say good morning to everybody. As always, really appreciate everybody saying hello. Don't forget to like, share, comment, question, feedback. Heckling is always welcome. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can get notifications when we do go live. Good morning, LT. Charles, Daniel, Guten Tag, Tanya, good morning, level 2. I've got 3380 to 82 is one of the levels we're going to be looking at here on the charts here very shortly. LT, good morning, Paige. Nickmo, good morning, Greg, good morning, Scott. Kevin Scott, I should say. Trading there during tropical storms. Well, just make sure you stay safe, and hopefully your stops are server held in case you lose power or something. I'll be saying a prayer for everybody down there dealing with those tropical storms. Jim, Steve, good to see you. Keith, Tim, Art, Fanis, good morning. Rob T. I saw a guy holding real paper. Yes, real paper. I write my notes out for the forecast here and on real paper. It's just a habit, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's a generational thing. Hey, JD, good morning. Sarah, Troy, good to see everybody. Good to see you, JD. Hopefully you're feeling good this morning. House is coming back. Called them back. Okay, for the U.S. Postal Service situation. Craig, thank you. Yeah, I did hear something about that this morning, but hopefully they'll get something done. Who knows? Jay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did lower my ears a little bit. It was getting a little bit shaggy, and my goatee was getting pretty long. I was starting to feel like Wilford Brimley. If you know who Wilford Brimley is, I'm probably dating myself. Again, good morning, Dag. All right, so let's take a look. Let's dive into these charts here this morning. I've moved on to uh, I've moved on to the October crude. Now, this morning, the volume still looked like it was a little bit higher in the September contract, but by the end of the day today, I'm expecting the volume to be higher in October. So if you are still in September, this is an October chart. Watch out for the levels. There's about a 30-cent discount to October in the September contract. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at these levels. This is October. So we're kind of holding in balance here. We're kind of wondering, I think, at the end of last week if we were just going to be putting up kind of another bull flag here. Has not played out that way yet. You see some pretty decent volume on Friday with an increase in open interest of 1,500. Looks like we've attracted some buyers down here near the low end of possibly our bull flag. Yes, Wilfred Brimley. Yes, yeah. That's I'm certainly dating myself there. If you remember the movie Cocoon, he was the guy with the big thick mustache, one of the older guys. Anyways, back to the charts. So it seems as though our rollover balance kind of goes, let's call it 41.80 to $43, something like that. So inside here, we're going to be looking at shorter time frame levels, shorter time frame control in the marketplace, if you will. We're still winding out the September contract, so it's going to tend to make things a little bit more range bound. It kind of really feels like this market is looking for new information, and aren't these markets always looking for new information? I'm going to say I'm in a bit of a hurry up and wait type of situation here for crude. Let's take a look at the 30 now. We've got the opening range remaining the low of the regular trading hour session. That can be an indication of buyer control early in the session. And again, if this is going to end up being a bull flag, if we break out this trend line, I'm just going to put it loosely up here right now. If we break out this trend line, that's going to possibly encourage buying to kind of break out of this bull flag. So we've got some buyers here early. We're in the middle of range from Friday. This tells me that I may need to be patient now and look for good trade location. If I'm going to be looking for weaknesses anywhere down here between value low from Friday and our overnight low might be an interesting opportunity if we even get it, because we're seeing buyers in control. If they remain in control, this market could take another look at this trend line, about another look at the overnight high. And if we do get some information, this could be a mover of this market if we can get back up there. But again, we're in short time frame control, so I'm really kind of getting a little cognitive dissonance in the fact that I really want to get into this move, although it hasn't really proven to do anything just yet. So I'm going to try and stay patient, hurry up and wait. Inside value area from yesterday, again, stay patient. I always say yesterday on Monday. It was Friday. It was 3 days ago. All right, here's the S&Ps now. The volume slows here as balance kind of remains here. You can see volume kind of falling off as we just kind of become directionless here. We've got some different opportunities here today. A lot of folks, like LT was talking about, are talking about this 33.80, 33.82 level. Okay, our current high is relatively close to that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 days here where we tested that level, but we're unable to break out above it. If we break out above it, you may see. Everybody has their eyes, of course, on the all-time high here, of course. My question is, what happens when we get there? And then we've got weekly kickoff level just above that, which is more or less just a measured move. So, again, market looking for new info. I know a lot of folks were talking on Twitter this weekend about, okay, well, we're just going to work the extremes of this. If we break out above it, you have to, and we sustain some time and build some volume up there, you've got to go with the breakout. Other than that, we're fading the extremes of this balance area. And again, if we break out below the area of balance that we are currently in, which seems to be kind of a different, kind of a long ways away, if you will. It seems like there would be an opportunity for us to get into that move before we were actually able to break out to the downside. Not suggesting that that is what is going to happen. Looking at the 30-minute chart here, though, we're going to be opening with a gap. We've got some pretty substantial overnight inventory, and we've got $38, $33.80, $33.82. This whole area up here, tested, tested, tested. We have no overnight high that's above where we're going to open here, so that's going to be this is going to be a cool spot up here. I'm looking forward to seeing the opportunities here this morning. So it looks like we're going to be opening with a gap. If we can't close the gap, that might be a pretty good indication that buyers are present in this market, and we may get our breakout above that 33.80 to 33.82 level, like level 2 was talking about earlier here. So this is going to be a cool opening, I think, in the S&Ps. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of opportunities present themselves there. Again, if we can't close the gap, you want to be looking for opportunities to trade in the direction of the gap, which would have you looking for longs. NQ, NASDAQ, volume and open interest, again, slows in balance. We've got our all-time high here just a week or so ago. Market still is, again, seeking new info. I gotta change this. Where is this? There we go. Okay. So, we're still holding upside structure. That hasn't changed. Market's just kind of fallen into balance after putting in new highs. That's not unusual. Watch the overnight highs, and if we get up there, it's either we're going to continue or we're going to fail up there at some point and turn around and head back to support levels. Again, weekly kickoff high is considerably far away. It is basically, again, a measured move. Weekly kickoff low was resistance, was supportive, failed to bring continuation to the downside here. The look to this is to the upside, but again, trade what you see. Here's the 30-minute chart. Okay, so we do have a gap. We do have a possible repair type of situation where we're going to open between this point of control and this point of control. I'll be looking for that opportunity, possibly. And again, we're in short time frame control. So this is the all-time high here, back here, back here. Interesting spot up here. Okay, we've got some highs up there. I'm going to be watching the open. If we leave the opening range at one extreme or the other, that might entice me to taking a trade early because we are out of balance. Yes, we again, like the S&Ps, we have some considerable overnight longs. I mean, settlement is all the way down here. Settlement is 11,133.75. This is all long up here. These are all short time frame longs. If we can't bring in new business to the upside, I will be looking at a hypothesis that says this market may come back and check back into value from Friday. Again, that's if we can't bring in new business to the upside here. Gold. It's another 3-day balance, kind of similar to what we've just seen in the S&Ps and the NASDAQ. A little bit of different situation, of course. Volume and open interest lower on Friday. Look at how the volume is just shut off after this big move to the downside. We're just losing volume. Lost 6,300 in open interest on Friday. Maybe a little bit of profit taking from some possible longs from back there, or some shorts getting out. So the bigger opportunities I'm looking at are at these balance extremes. I'm looking at like 1975 on the upside, 1924 on the downside. which is that previous all-time high is that 1924 level. So I'm really looking at the high from Thursday and the low from Thursday as our balance area, and areas where I'm going to be looking to either fade that extreme, or if we do see business coming in to continue it, I'll look for a trade on the long side here if we get the opportunity to see this market really closer up to that 1975 level. Let's take a look at the 30. These 1975, Thursday's high, Thursday's low, really the kind of balance area that we're currently in. We're up against it here. We do have some overnight longs, so again, be careful. We did leave a slight gap from the open to the high of to the high of Friday's range. So we got some longs. If we continue to see buyers coming into this market, I don't want to fight a move to the upside. If we cannot continue to put on higher highs here at some point during the day, I think we're going to see some of our overnight inventory, some of our overnight longs here bail out of this. And currencies, the euro continues to wrestle with this 118.93 weekly kickoff level. We've had a couple of good stabs above it. We have not been able to accept above it. Looks like we're going to be heading towards another test of it, perhaps at some point this week. Volume and open interest do continue to struggle near this weekly kickoff high. You see that we've got a little bit of a volume divergence here from when we put in this low. We keep putting in lower and lower volume on the day time frame. Now that can change at any time, of course, but we're in a kind of a longer balance area here. We're in about 3 weeks of balance here. So I think maybe another peek at the weekly kickoff high might be in order. There's Lacey checking in with everybody. Lacey says good morning. And let's take a look at the 30 here, because again, we do have a gap open that just looks like it just closed. So that's going to maybe change things a little bit. It's a pretty close, maybe not a direct. It looks like we left a tick or two of the gap remaining. So we've got Lacey, please. Thank you. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so hey, Lacey, everyone says good morning. Take it easy now. There's people walking in the field next to the house. So anyways, where were we? Another peek at the weekly kickoff high would be a welcome opportunity for us, I think. Taking a look at the 30 here, we had some overnight longs that really kind of got out. It looks like we're attempting to close the gap. I'm going to suggest trying to stay patient. Overnight high and overnight low look like interesting opportunities and easy risk limiters there. All right, so let's take a quick look at the Japanese yen and we'll get down to business. Okay, so the yen has, I think, one of the bigger opportunities for us this morning is, we tested this 93.65. That is currently the weekly kickoff low. We've been kind of in a downtrend in medium time frame. I think where there's a chance we may break that today. If we can't break that, then this may be starting to set up a bear flag. But the opening range, we did leave a pretty substantial gap there, which there's less probability of a large gap being closed out by the end of the session. But again, we're still kind of short time frame leveled here, and we're centrally located between weekly kickoff high and weekly kickoff low. All right, so here is our situation this morning. We opened with a considerable gap. We've got a little bit of unfinished business perhaps up here at this point of control up here at 94.50. 94.50 is our weekly kickoff high. So if we are going to be headed to go and see if there's any business left to do up here on this point of control left up here, our weekly kickoff high might be an interesting opportunity for us. So if we can't close this gap relatively early, I don't want to fight a move to the upside. If we begin to create some structure in the opposite direction, or that seems to be capping off this market, I might take a look at it. But looking back into the past here, we consolidated in this area We rejected this area last week, so we're kind of getting back up into that area of previous rejection. Are our sellers still present up here is really going to be the question. All right, so I usually like to get things, I take my time on Mondays. I try not to get too aggressive, too quick. I know there's a question here. Getting something done here. Frederico, welcome. Hola. From Uruguay. Uruguay, Frederico, welcome. If this is your first trip to the market forecast, welcome. We're glad you're here. Level 2, how do you try and avoid getting married to a bias? When I do my homework at level 2, I'm always thinking in hypotheses. If the market does this, what am I going to do? If the market does this, what am I going to do? So it really focuses the idea on getting the information from the market more than what I think the market's going to do. So I think preparing for different scenarios or different situations, if price doesn't go where you think it's going to go, what are you going to do then? So I think it's just in a lot of it is in the preparation, and I'm already married, so I can't marry any biases. It's a great question though, and being prepared for, seeing the market do something that you weren't expecting, and having a hypothesis or a plan for something like something like that happens can be really helpful. All right. But I wish I had a prenup in real life. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry about that, LT. Sounds like a cavoodle. I think we're finding out that she is a Malinois, which is a German Shepherd. They get used a lot for like police dogs. And we finally have we got a trainer that's coming to the house once every other week that works with police dogs and has a Malinois. So she is a big, strong girl, more than we bargained for. But we're working really hard to get her, socialized, which is hard these days, and get her to have some manners. She thinks she runs the place. She thinks she is the center of the universe. I'm going to tell her that I am. All right. Yes, there must be a dangerous squirrel outside. Yeah, they do come by once in a while. Yeah, she's a good dog though. She's a sweetie. She just needs to, know how to act. All right. I'm excited for this week. I hope you are too. I hope you had a good, restful weekend. Steve has a question here. Could you comment on which contracts to trade in CL today? High volume is in September, but you're trading October contract. Yes. Joshua, good morning. I hope everything's okay, Joshua. Yes, they are very, and she's really smart too, level 2. And thank you for saying that. So rollovers are never finite. Rollovers are going to be around a certain day. So just looking at the volume this morning in the September and the October, I'm thinking that by the end of the day, October will actually have more volume. So today, you're fine trading September. You're also fine trading October. And just finish the day with whatever contract you traded today. You're fine doing that. I would move to October for tomorrow. You'll probably see the volume greater in October tomorrow morning, possibly even by the end of today. But it doesn't matter. Either one is fine. Just look to trade the October tomorrow. Good. Glad things are going well for you, Joshua. All right, let's take our deep breath. Always makes me feel good. I hope that you guys do that with me. Get out there and profit. It's going to be an interesting week. They always are. There's always more to learn, more to find out, and more opportunities coming down the pipe. So take it easy. If you miss something, Don't fall into FOMO. Don't fall into revenge. Just be patient. Let the market tell you what it's going to do. All right. Have a great trading day. Dan will be back for the market recap here, I believe, at 3 o'clock. If not, you might see me again. And I'm looking forward to having a good week. Hey, I don't know if you heard. We've actually paid out more than $1 million to our funded traders. Get out there and profit today.